On this episode of The Wild Table, we are visiting the Linburn Farmstay, a hunting HQ property deep in the Hawke's Bay. Here we get to explore the idyllic farm filled with an abundance of wildlife. We get to stalk our nemesis bird, the peacock, and have our chance at a red deer too. This is the Lynburn. Beautiful, 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 little idyllic little spot. We arrived here last night, stayed in this absolutely dreamlike Airbnb style accommodation. Had a really good night's sleep. I feel like we're actually almost a little bit late to the party this morning. It's already quite late.
What time is it though? Like 5:30?
Yeah, but it is what it is. Anyway, stunning block, super idyllic down in Gisborne. It's about 680 hectares of land to explore, but we're pretty much going to have this coffee, settle up, we're going to get out there and have a look to see what we can find. Shall we do it? Cheers. If you get to a farm, always be the driver, so you don't have to be the gate bitch. Pretty cool, gotta be honest. How you feeling?
Better now.
Gotta get a little bit higher, right to the top and get a bit of view. Nothing like a steep old hill to get those legs warmed up, I tell you. What a place, man. Look at that. It always takes a minute to get your bearings though, so we're just at a high point here. I just want to walk a little bit further up. I'm just gonna see if we can look into some of those valleys. Some really nice little spots here, nice little clearings amongst the native. And the farmer said chances are deer and goat will be hanging out in those clearings, so I'm just gonna go have a look. But what a place. So freaking gorgeous, man. And a little bit of sun coming out right now, which is a good combination because wet plus sun, animals want to be out. Although a lot of wind right now, they don't like that. So my advice in this climate would be trying to find a place where they can be in the sun but out of the wind. That's kind of what we're looking for. There's a nice little clearing here, which is what I wanted to see. There's nothing there. So we're gonna make our way onto this side of the farm. Just gonna keep exploring, really. Such a beautiful place. Can't get over it. Finding it hard to take my eyes off of that clearing down there. It's quite an inviting looking spot. Can't take my eyes off of you. It's the only time you'll ever hear me sing. We just heard some peacocks up close, so it's gonna take the 2 to 3 and we'll just sneak around to see if we can find some. Cruising over to the other side of the farm, I can hear the peacocks. I feel like peacocks are kind of like our nemesis anyway.
There's so many of them.
We can hear them all mouthing off in the valley. Anyway, we might keep going a little bit further and just see what we can find on the other side there. I've just been hearing them over this next crest. We'll have a look. If we don't find them there, I'm gonna go get the quad and we'll keep moving.
We did indeed spot a peacock just over the crest, and as our eyes explored the hillside, we were lucky enough to witness a mating dance-off underway. In an attempt to gain the peahen's attention, the males fan their feathers and strut their stuff in hope of winning her approval. So whilst the peahen was weighing up our options, it was time for us to come up with our own game plan. We decided to make our way along the edge of the forest and come in behind the tree line to see if we could get in close enough to get a shot at one of these birds.
Sounds kind of crazy, stalking a peacock. But if you've hunted these birds before, and we have, you'll notice that they are in fact really quite clever. And not just that, but birds also have incredibly good eyesight and hearing for that matter. So it's actually more of a hunt than you think, to be honest. Anyway, wish us luck. They're still there, but we need to get closer. It's such a small target. Probably about 150 meters at the moment. I want to try and get in with sort of within 80 at least. Ideally more like 50. So. But they're there, strutting their stuff. So. Pretty sure there's a peacock just there. The peacock hen already gave a warning call, so I don't know if it was us or the sheep. But I'm just gonna sneak over here and see if I can get a shot. He's there, but he's covered by grass. Perfect shot. That bird just folded. Not even a twitch. Very happy with that. Been getting a lot of comments about shooting peacocks, you know, specifically from regions where they really sort of really cherish them as almost as a sacred animal. But you know what? Here in New Zealand, peacocks are classed as a pest, as much as I don't like that word. And so, you know, like this farm, I was just super happy to have us take some of them off the property because they eat a lot of grass. We've said this in previous episodes. And the thing is, peacocks are two things: super beautiful and super delicious. So I'm looking forward to seeing this bird, seeing the cape, but also getting the meat off of that bird and eating it. It'll be beautiful. Oh, wow. Wow. That's pretty stunning, eh? So we spotted this bird from all the way up there. He was started standing in the middle of this paddock, just spreading his feathers and strutting his stuff. It's obviously mating season for peacocks. And he's got a full tail. That's just stunning, eh? That display that they do where they fan it all the way out and sort of try and impress the females with them, it's something else. It's very beautiful. A stunning bird, and I'm very grateful for this harvest. Something I tend to ponder over on the walk out. Today, however, my thoughts are interrupted by another encounter only meters further up the bank. I just loaded my rifle, but you know, that hare was very inexperienced and just came and sat there. You don't need to take every shot. Sometimes you just gotta enjoy the moment. That was cute as.
What sound does she make?
Coincidentally, goats make the same noise.
Yes, Phil, an uncanny similarity. And so, after a quick breakfast, we headed over to the main homestead to have a yarn with farm owner Mark.
Mark, hey, thanks so much for welcoming us onto your property.
Phil.
This is a stunning farm. It's really beautiful.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I think you were saying before, this is you're fourth generation
I'm
on this?
fourth generation farmer here.
Yep.
It's always been sheep and cattle.
Right.
And just breeding property, not fattening anything.
I think it's so awesome that guys like yourself and families like yourself open up, you know, country for people to come and hunt.
Yeah.
What does it, in terms of sort of the animals that are here, you know, like the deer and the turkeys and the peacocks and such, do they have an impact on the farming itself for you guys?
Oh, most definitely. The deer actually are responsible for breaking quite a lot of our fences.
From jumping over and
burrowing through. Goats dig holes under them all the time.
Yeah.
And of course they eat a certain amount of grass.
Yep. And so, you know, when you have people like coming on and hunting, do you feel like it's made an impact on the numbers?
Not greatly, no.
Really?
Apart from the concentrated effort on goats,
Right.
the rest of it's just
Still there.
They're filtering in because
Yeah.
I've got forestry for neighbours.
Yeah.
You know, the goats and the deer are coming in because they like the good grass.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
No, of course I
yeah,
do, right?
they're always coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big positive for me is to see people enjoying the countryside.
Yeah.
You know, I'm quite happy for people to come and explore my farm and just get a kick out of being out there.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
if they want to, if they trip over a deer and
Yeah.
bring some meat home, that's an added bonus.
That's I love that. That's a really good attitude.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, I'm going to stop torturing you with questions. Again, thank you so much for welcoming us here.
Quite all right.
And I really look forward to spending another day and a half and
Okay.
doing a bit more hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are just on our way back into the hills. I think we're going to set up around about the trek area somewhere because supposedly there's a lot of game walking around up there. So yeah, see what we can find. Gone up there because up there is the boundary of the farm. There's regenerative forest there. There's reasonably open spaces. There's a lot of tucker, a lot of long grass. So our host reckons that that's probably our best chance for picking up an animal. So I'm inclined to listen to the guy who's lived here his entire life. And yeah, we're gonna go see if there's something up there. Just got to the top of the trek, and literally the moment that I pop my head over, I'm looking at a deer just in front of me, about, I'll say, maybe 150 meters or so. There's a hind just grazing away along. Would actually be a pretty perfect shot if it wasn't for the pine trees swaying in and out of my field of vision. But she's not in a hurry to go anywhere. I might go up here and shoot off that trek itself. No, that's actually pretty good. I can make that shot. That was a good hit. I'm just gonna give that a minute, but I think it'll be in the bush just below us here. That was a pretty kind of best case scenario, man. Like that deer was just out feeding after the rain. Young hind, just feeding up on the bank there. Like I'm pretty confident that she's going to be, I don't know, 20 meters down this bank here. It's all pine forest, so we're just going to get amongst it and have a look. Wow, look at this! It's like the lushest meadow I've ever seen. Jesus Christ! Look at that for deer tucker. Just below the spot now where I took the shot. Red hind on the ground. I'm going to process this deer as quickly as I can because there's flies on it already. So I want to try and get that back and hung up as soon as we can. Well, we're on a farm, but ain't no winching this girl out of here, so good old-fashioned way. It's alright, every day is leg day anyway. This might sound a little funny, but I actually like suffering a little bit for my meat. Somehow, the extra effort that goes into carrying the girl up that hill is in direct proportion to how much I appreciate the meat on my plate afterwards. But once I get this girl up the hill, the quad isn't too far away. And the comfort of having this tool on site is a beautiful contrast to the uphill battle. From here, Jessie and I get her strapped onto the back of the farm bike to traverse the farm to get this deer out of the sun. So this was the second day of the Lynburn, the Sunday, and to be honest, because we were quite successful yesterday, we got the deer and the peacock, we just kind of took it easy today, eh?
Yep.
Woke up, had coffee, enjoyed the early morning. We did go up in the hills, you know, went right to the top, found ourselves a scenic spot, chilled out for a bit, watched the farmers do their thing.
Yep.
Sheepdogs herding sheep. We did find watercress.
Yes, we harvested some watercress to take home with us today, along with our peacock and our hind.
Yep, which are just processed.
Yes.
So these guys have a, it's not a chiller, but it's a fly-proof old water tank with fly mesh setup. So the peacock and the deer were hanging in there, I processed them. And so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna head up to the farmers, because these guys actually don't hunt themselves. But he said that he would love some venison. So we're gonna head up there and we're gonna share some of the venison, because you know, in all reality, we don't actually need much more in the freezer. So we're gonna give them, you know, as much venison as they'd like. Mark and Karyn, thank you guys so much. This is an unbelievably beautiful farm, and you guys are beautiful people, and we've really enjoyed staying here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. And so, until next time, eh?
Until next time.
Maybe I'll get a goat next time.
Oh. One of these days that's happening. Hey.
Yep.
Well, that's it, folks. That was our hunting HQ adventure at the Lynburn, and we'll see which farm we'll head up next. Get out of here.